this week's Mystreme and OneDoor Studios update. We have a special guest. Well, he's a permanent guest with us today. The man who is behind many household name companies' branding genius. And now, Mystremes. Welcome to this week's OneDoor Studios update. Boy, we have a great guest with us today. We mentioned last week on our update that we had
Wait, Stephen.
Yeah.
He's not a guest.
Well, last time he might have been a guest, but today he's one of the family.
Yes, he is.
He's going to be with us every week because this is Daniel Cobb. He is our new Chief Marketing Officer, and he's a really awesome guy. And we wanted you guys to get to know him and everything that he brings to the table, everything he's done, and hear about his passion for what we're doing. And he currently, you're in Detroit, right? And you have a marketing company called, what is it called?
Daniel Bryan Advertising.
And you've done quite a few things with your advertising agency over the past, 3 decades?
Yeah, 32 years. Started with my wife out of a basement of a house. Yeah.
So just let our audience know, it's kind of our family, what it is, what are some of the clients that you've had over the years and what you're currently working with and all that stuff. Just fill us in.
I would say that the honor of being in this business is to serve. That's what advertising is. It's a servant business. And we've been able to serve some amazing organizations, Chick-fil-A, and working with the Cathy family and the vision to not just sell chicken, but love the people. And that was, I would say that was a client that brought more to us than we brought to them in the experience we had. Disney, I remember working with some of the people that worked with Iger and introduced us to the idea of magical, memorable moments and what it takes to create those kinds of experiences. And so we introduced Disney to social media, of all things. It was this idea that you could go in this space called Facebook and you could actually reach out to people who have big followings that are not quite national, but have a massive local influence, like mommy bloggers. And so we created mommy blogger networks at Disney for Winnie the Pooh and Tangled, and saw movies that didn't do too great in the theaters do really well on streaming and DVD. And it was through the influencer communities and digital communities. So that brought us to Warner Brothers, where we did a lot of work with films in the same way. Yogi Bear was having trouble. We went to the Kiwanis Club and found some influencers who were really into the idea of tying to forest and nature and all those good things, and they became an influencer. And we took that idea to the followers of the lore of the Chronicles of not Chronicles of Narnia. That was another project, but the Hobbit was the one that went big. We did a gamified app within Facebook when they allowed you to do that. They allowed you to actually build an app inside of Facebook. And when we did that, we got 300 million page views with no media paid.
Oh, my goodness.
And I believe that's the record. I don't know anybody who's ever gotten more than that. No. I wait for someone to tell me that I'm talking out of turn and just haven't heard it yet.
Wow.
So when you say go viral, I think that's pretty much the definition of it. That to give you an idea, for those who don't follow numbers, that's nearly the number of the population of our country. So right. That's bigger than the Super Bowl gets or whatever. And it was because it was an international number, but still it was the phenomenon of the followers of the lore. It was the people who said, "Hey, I want to take the quiz and find out how much I know about this." And that was the number one click. They wanted to engage. They wanted to take the quiz. They wanted to engage with the content, and interactivity was really starting to show up as a way of marketing.
So let me ask you a quick question, if I might interrupt you. I've just got to know. It's been a long time since I watched TV commercials, but I always remember the little tiny dude with the pizza on the pitchfork going pizza, pizza. Does that still exist?
It's the guy's still around. He doesn't say pizza, pizza as much because that promotion is over. It's more the $5 hot and ready, and that's becoming $6 since the cost of cheese and bread has gone up. But still, that's a campaign I love. My big claim to fame that really was never very famous was pizzaindamovie.com, and they still own the URL. We launched it with Paramount. We launched it with King Kong and Iron Man, and if you buy a pizza, you get a free movie. download. And at
Well,
that
I think it's
time,
going to become popular again. I'm pretty confident.
we're back at it.
Yeah,
we're coming back.
It's going to be Pizza in a Movie with the calculated series and Mystreme.
Well, here's the stupid part about Pizza in a Movie. When we did it in 2007, your internet made sounds. It was
Oh yeah.
it was really bad. And when you ordered the pizza, the pizza might come in within 30 minutes, or it's free, as Domino's would say, which was my client at one point. I've worked with so many pizza companies, but it would take 30 minutes for the pizza to get there. You would order the download, and by the time the pizza got there, it would still say still buffering. And so you would have a half hour of buffer, 45 minutes of buffer, and then the pizza's cold, but now it'll say ready to play.
So what you're saying is your idea was ahead of the times.
Or really stupid.
The technology couldn't match what you were wanting to do.
That's hilarious.
So you're obviously bringing a tremendous amount of experience of marketing and global marketing into OneDoor Studios and into Mystreme now. So talk a little bit about, if you can, I know it's probably a gigantic swimming pool full of thoughts, but your thoughts about the potentials for Mystreme and OneDoor Studios. And
holy smokes. You guys have the idea. That's why I showed up. That's why I'm burning all my ships, as Cortez says, and I'm putting all of the company and resources. I have multiple companies. I am putting these companies aside, and I'm hooking up with you guys for something that I believe is really important. I believe I'm called to. So it is the ideas of how you've thought through using artificial intelligence to create a streaming experience that's unique is absolutely where it's going. It's you're shooting to where the puck is going, or you're skating to where the puck is going, as us hockey people in Detroit would say. And it's the idea that the future is going to be more convenient, more simple. And imagine as simple as this: I don't have to log into 15 different memberships and then get logged out, and they say you have to remind the thing and double verify every once in a while. If I could just I'll just start with not having to do that.
I haven't watched Peacock in months because I can't remember the login, and I don't care to sit there and thumb through the remote to do it. I just don't care.
I can't crack the code. I can't get back into some of my content that I bought. And so imagine if you just could give proxy to the server, or you give your power of attorney to the technology to make those logins and logouts, and I don't have to pay 10 months of Netflix I wasn't watching. Imagine if I could watch the content the way I want, and I don't have to have my my granddaughter walk in the room and catch some word that I don't want her to repeat. Imagine if artificial intelligence, and it does detect the in point, the out point, and edit that together. And so when we did Pizza in a Movie, that was our first reaction. Our client said, hey, we're not going to do this. If you're going to have, pornography, whatever's going to be on that channel, if you're scrubbing the internet and putting all the content there, we can't have that show up while people are eating our pizza. And so we said, well, let's put filters on that. Let's put an in and out point for every time something that we don't want families to see is there, so your brand can look really good in that environment. Yeah. And so we invented it. We invented the parental controls, and it was for a pizza company. Yeah. So it's ready for families today, and artificial intelligence would do a much better job than we did the first try.
Yeah. So I'm just going to keep going here. I got something. You sent us all a book, and this is something you guys, our viewers, need to check out, whether it's the book or the video, the kind of the Cliff Notes version of the book. So this is Daniel's book, is Surfing the Black Wave. It's a marketing book, which marketing book sounds super exciting. But if you want to get into Daniel's head a little bit more, there's a video we're going to put in the link in the description of this update. It's about an hour long, where he's talking to Rocket Mortgage, Quicken Loans, and his vision for marketing. And it's amazing. If whoever geeks out about marketing strategies, you'll absolutely love the 60 minutes.
You don't have to be a geek to appreciate this one. It's kind of a life-changing talk, honestly. It gets right down into the nitty-gritty of things that you want to know and have never heard before. And it even talks about the movements in culture, that and clarifies the three major movements. I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah, I've been on the phone with Daniel every day since he came on, and my mind is blown every day because I've been in charge of marketing, and I'm really a content creation kind of guy. I've DP'd movies and DP'd and edited docu-series on TV, but I've never been behind strategies for marketing. And so everything I think about is content related and message related. Where I get on the phone with Daniel, I'm just like, whoa, I've never thought about it in such a way. So I see this company is going to be accelerating rapidly as Daniel takes over the marketing thought process here. John, you've been quiet.
To the conversation that Jay, you were talking about a second ago. When we learn about marketing, what works, doesn't work in marketing, pretty pictures, music, emotional, creative storytelling is very, very powerful. But about what? That's always the question. And the thing that we really connected with in studying the most effective marketing campaigns in all of history is that Steve Jobs said it best. By the way, studied on all measures, Apple has the highest emotional engagement on every measure that we've studied in every market we've studied. And so he has a right to say what works and what doesn't. He said, to me, marketing is all about values. And then he started to extol the values that were in Nike and what Nike would do to talk about the great athletes and honoring great athletics and how you would honor those who had gone before us and done great things. And there's this law of reciprocity that takes place in marketing. When you honor people doing great things and you honor the values of society that we all care about, the consumer honors you back and says, thank you for saying that. Thank you for endorsing the things that matter to me. And I'm going to buy your product just because that matters to me. And I think that's what we're about here. We're about more than just a neat technology. It's about why. That the most dangerous technology on the planet could be artificial intelligence. If you've ever seen the movie Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, it could be dangerous, just like democracy. It could be the most dangerous political environment in the world if you put it in an evil society and they vote.
Did you know that John worked on the first movie?
Terminator.
Yeah.
Go ahead. It makes me look
better than us all.
Yeah.
You always hear about Arnold Schwarzenegger being what do you call it? Naked in the goo.
Oh, yeah. He had to transform from a person to a robot and whatever. He drugged behind a truck, and so we had to have him cast. So he jumped in the vat. Yeah, the vat. But he was great. He was awesome to work with. Cameron is just fabulous. His new movie, by the way, just passed the 2 billion last weekend, passed the $2 billion earnings point.
Avatar.
Yeah. So now it's in the top 6 all-time pictures, and 2 of his other pictures are part of the all-time 6 as well.
Well,
just to go back to what you're saying real quick, Daniel, about values, and our company, we don't talk about this a lot, but we're a values-driven group of guys right here, very, very deeply, in fact. And you're joining this company, but by the way, just to be clear, he's a partner.
Yeah,
as well as
not just he's not like our marketing company. Daniel Cobb is now
that never leaves. That you wish they would find their way out the door.
Amazing, but the fact that you joined us this way.
What's that, John?
He's our partner.
Yes, he is our business partner. Yes.
But no, we're praying men, and as Thomas likes to tell us, he's seen more miracles happening to this company than any company he's ever seen. Wow. And you're joining us is nothing short in our minds of just a miracle and a blessing. It's amazing.
It's a miracle that us 3 goofballs have as prosperous and successful as we've been. It's crazy that Daniel is here. Now we have an excuse.
Yeah. I recall
him and say, well, of course we're doing well.
Now you got someone to blame, right?
Yeah. There's been somebody who I've been helping with something who's really powerless to do what they need to do. And so I've been helping this person. I've been spending a lot of time and a lot of money doing it. And I was just getting exhausted from it. And I was praying. I said, God, when was someone going to help us? Like I'm helping this guy. I said, I need someone, and I was just speaking specifically about this burden of marketing this company. And then Daniel comes along with and he's like, I have to do this. I just have to help this company. And like, wow, what an answer to prayer.
I've been in shock. For me as well, this has been a spiritual effect. I did not expect to bring back to life ideas and visions and technologies that we've been working on for years, and some of them way before we should have been. And I just called my tech developer on some of that pizza in a movie technology and the streaming and the parental controls, and just said, hey, how's that tech looking? What's the latest? Have you been keeping it up to date? He said, I got it all right here. We're ready to roll.
Nice.
So we're looking at that, and we're going to get ahead of the game. We're going to get ahead fairly quickly because of it. And I went, and I'm a little crazy, so I went and started looking at technology, because when you start testing, you want to have what you need. So I started ordering and building kits. I get these kits of technology, and I built my own box. So we actually have a box already, and it's got a pretty sweet looking control that I was able to rig. And you might recognize that look, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Don't you want one of these?
What?
Oh, stop.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's
Yes.
nice.
That's like my really main pain point.
You want
right
that
there.
simplicity, but why do I have to, click 1,000 different ways to finally, get the words on the screen I want? If you can just do that. So I've been tinkering. I'm a little bit of a nerd. My grandfather was an inventor, and I couldn't help myself watch him. So I get in there and I start building stuff. And so this thing has a Raspberry Pi base to it.
Oh,
but
sweet.
We could build these things out into a television set, and there's no reason why we can't be a television manufacturer. I'm just kind of talking out loud in front of our crowd here, but we'll figure that out down the road.
What? Man, well, so I'm quite confident we can go for probably an hour, but we want to give our investors a small enough bite-sized video to watch. So I think we'll just give our audience more opportunity to get to know you on future updates, because you're going to be around and you're going to be on the majority of these updates. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Anybody else? John, Jay?
I was just gonna say, go click that link, go look at that video, and he's also got his audio book on that same link, I believe.
Yep. In case if anybody's eyeing my clothes here, you can go to OneDoorStudios.com/store. Is that what it is, Jay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can get yourself some of the stuff. John's muted. But, anyway, well, thanks so much for joining. Yeah, he's got one too. We got to get some Mystreme hats out there. Yeah.
Shoot me up.
Yep. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you in another week when we do our next Mystreme update. Hasta.
Stay Jan.